I mean, new season, new podcast. Anyone want to do the intro?
Hold on, I'm trying to figure out how to blush. You guys go for it.
You just do a head nod no if you,
Yeah.
if you don't want to do it.
Oh, head
That's
nod yes?
Oh,
Oh.
oh, okay. Little bro says no. All right. Fine, be that way. Hello and welcome back to a new season of VALORANTS, the only podcast that takes more of an off season than the pro players of the game. I'm your host Willis, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Arya 51 and
Ooh.
Eyto. How's it going, guys?
Hello, hello. It's going great, you know? Oh, Wingman's blushing! Oh! Look what you
Oh my
did. See,
God.
that's why we have
He's so
you
happy
do
to
the
be
intro. Yeah, yeah. That's why we will do the intros.
I have such a way with words.
Mhm, mhm.
I don't know how to turn it off.
Technical difficulties. Wingman is just gonna stay keep forever. But anyway, welcome back. This is season 2 of the podcast. We're so happy to be here. We got renewed for another season. I'm so happy the network is gonna have us again. And hopefully we're gonna make some more episodes. We're gonna make some better episodes, and I hope you all enjoy.
We do have some goals and you know, so some new things on our way for the year.
I
so.
mean, speak for yourself. I have 0 goals. Like, no, absolutely none.
Not
none
even in
my life
VALORANT?
or none professionally, personally. No, just I need to set 0 expectations. That way, I pleasantly surprise myself.
So you
in life.
surprise? I absolutely love that. Actually, that is really nice.
The
I'm
bar is
over
just
here.
so low.
I'm over here with my hit immortal again goal. That was just, dude. I was gonna coast an ascendant. I'm okay with green rank. It's green. It's pretty. It's not, you know. It's a pretty green.
Yeah.
I still think it should have been called emerald, but okay.
Emerald? No, it's ascendant. You never heard of that, like rock and or gemstone or metal? It's you know, it's pretty pricey.
We got a co-host please from Rika, by the way. No goals. I'm thinking of the Megamind meme now.
No goals, no bitches. Anyway,
What about you?
we're doing a
Eyto?
podcast right now.
Any Valorant goals for you this year?
You know, I was 6 RR off of green.
Yeah.
Perhaps we'll go for green.
For green.
For green. Yeah, wait. Can I get a little blush for that? Ooh.
Can you?
Green.
Oh! There we go. He's blushing again. Wolf, welcome on in. Rika, welcome on in. Carabits, hello. What if you make everyone in the Valorants to do a pickup line? A Valorant related pickup line, all right? An Outlaw related pickup line.
An outlaw?
Outlaw related pickup line.
You may be an outlaw, but this bed is big enough for the both of us.
Ooh.
Dang!
Kind of spicy.
Damn!
This is why I do the intros.
It's true.
Damn.
It all makes sense. It's all coming together.
Yeah, this is. Oh my god, that was so quick with it. I'm over here struggling every time Maple redeems it. Damn.
Yeah,
Well,
they'll
we'll
think
see as
about
it goes. Yeah,
background.
we'll just come back to it later.
Maybe it would help if we actually talk about the outlaw. So going into the actual, you know, Valorant part of the podcast, because that is what our, you know, podcast is based on. So it's basically a new game now.
Basically, yeah.
Like there's so many changes, and like it's been a while since we talked. Like obviously there've been a lot of things that have happened, but 8.0 just dropped, and there's a lot of things to talk about. And you know, since we were just talking about it, let's talk about the new gun, because there's a new gun now. It took a lot. How many years has it been since Valorant came out? Like maybe 3 years?
5? 3?
5.
It's not been 5.
It's not 5.
Oh god.
I would have started way earlier.
I think it's been 3 years.
2 or
3
3.
years?
Yeah, actually 3
It's
now.
been like 3 years.
2024.
Hold on. We have the internet. at
What
our
is that?
fingertips.
No, we could just keep guessing.
No,
Yeah.
2. Can you
Wait,
get
hold on.
2 in chat? 2's in chat.
I know. So now you guys gotta. Yeah, it's been about 3.5. If my math checks out.
3.5. Okay.
3.5.
All right. So it's been 3.5 years,
Mhm.
and this is the first ever new gun addition to the game, which is kind of crazy, and in some ways rather than others. But let's discuss. So Arya, give us the 411. What is this gun?
Oh, I have some details for you.
Okay, yeah.
But the video just seems a little private, you know.
The video is
Yeah.
privated.
Paint us a picture with your words.
Anyway, so we basically have a 2-shot sniper, right? It for me it reminds me of like a shotgun sniper combo. The damage output for the Outlaw now is 250 to the head. This is the stupidest stat I've ever heard, by the way. 140 to the body, not even to the head. 140 to the body, 119 damage to the leg. All right. So that entire half shield meta that Fnatic was like trying to bring to the pro scene kind of made it trickled its way down into casual ranked play. I say casual because I'm super casual with it, 100% never competitive. But yeah, no, that the half shield meta is dead. It's gone. It's outlawed, as one might say. Oh, that felt so good. Anyway.
Did that feel really good?
It really
Arya?
did, yeah. I actually gotta give
felt-
myself that. That felt
It was
awesome.
it was a little painful for me.
No.
Good is one way of putting it. That's true.
Yeah.
But
One way,
yeah,
Somewhere than that.
it just got rid of a whole meta, you know.
I think
And-
also important to note,
Mhm.
it still deals 125 to the body through a wall. So
Yes,
it's
very
like
high pen.
really
Yeah.
dead.
That is
Yeah,
crazy.
so this is in some ways a better option than Ares or Odin, because previously for a half shield meta that would be the answer to it, or at least that was, I want to say, Fnatic's answer to it, because they were the pioneers of the half shield meta, and then they were pioneers of the counter, the anti meta, so to say. So this is another tool to deal with people just buying half shields.
Mm-hmm.
I will say though, so another thing to note is the cost is 2,400. So you could buy like a rifle for 2,900, or you could buy half shields and outlaw for 2,800, right? So comparing that to the other options in the range, like when I had roughly 2,400 credits to spare and light armor, let's say you want to full buy next round with your team, but you earned a little bit more money because you're buying half shields and everybody else was buying full armor. Let's say hypothetically that was what was happening, right? Well, during this round, I think I usually opted for the Guardian, and you know, like, I think that's gonna be the main comparison, right? Is it better than a Guardian? And for what is it better for, right? Because if you're gonna body shot with it for 125 or 140, then it has to, and it only has 2 slugs, right? Important to note, it has 2 slugs, 2 bullets, and it only has 12 total. So if you're only body shotting, you need to use 10 out of 12 bullets to kill everybody. And that's not even including like Sage Wall, that's not including like anything else that you might need it for. And you don't have that much mobility. So unless like this thing fires really fast, right? Like, how do you guys think it compares to the Guardian specifically? Like, do you think you guys would buy it over the Guardian? And if so, like, what situations, or like, what are you guys thinking about there? You know?
That is a good question, because on a very surface level, it's very similar to the Guardian in that it's a high pen, what do you call it, like semi-auto? I'm not a gun person.
Semi-auto.
Yeah, it's a high pen semi-auto, mid-high price gun that obviously one shots head and does a good amount to the body. Obviously this one does a lot more to the body. Like 140 is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
More than double.
Yeah. It's tough to say, because I think that's the main difference, where one deals a lot more damage, especially in like the body. It only has those 2 shots, and I think there's also something about it's faster to reload, like shoot once and reload, than reload both at the same time.
I think that's true, yeah.
I think that's what I've heard. I don't know. I would have to try it out first, and we are going to be trying it out soon. I think I would favor the Outlaw over the Guardian in most situations.
In most, okay.
I am mostly just favoring this because it says perfect pick for those do or die highlight plays, and I need more clips.
Let me ship it. I think, you know, I agree. Most of the time when you're buying a Guardian, you're not really trying to challenge people mid to close range anyway.
Yeah.
If you're already looking to take a longer range fight, I feel like the Outlaw is going to feel pretty good.
Yeah.
When you're retaking, it might feel pretty bad. So I think that's really going to be more of a defensive option to try and hold an angle early, right? Like with a Guardian, you can push with it.
Yeah, you still have the opportunity to spam with the Guardian.
Right. So I think like just being on offense, I wouldn't want to buy the Outlaw at all. If I'm in that kind of position, and on defense, I have to be really mindful of like what kind of setups our team has before choosing it, right? But I agree with you, Will. I think probably gonna be better in most situations on defense.
Yeah, and then the one comment is that like the long reload time. That
it's actually long.
I mean, it says that.
It's pretty long. I think it's one of the longest ones in the game.
Like, I feel like that just makes it, in my opinion, a defense-only type gun. Because if you're getting rushed, at least you have, you have the opportunity to play for retakes, or you're able to at least have like some space between you and the enemy. But on attack, where literally pacing can change at like, in a second, even less than a second, I think having an Outlaw is not the best move. But
actually, what if the hip fire is good though? Like, Martial hip fire, no slouch.
I've heard it's a little worse than the Martial,
but not as bad.
I don't know what kind of metric that is, and not as bad as the op. I heard it was a middle ground between, which obviously it would be because it is the middle ground between the Martial and the op. So I don't know what the heck I'm even saying right now. But yeah, I don't know what kind of metric that kind of puts into perspective for people listening. It's just somewhere in between. That's just the best way to describe it.
Alrighty. and you said this is out today.
Yeah. Out with the new patch.
Out today. Live now. Go buy it. Spend all your money. I mean, you don't actually need to buy it because it's just
in-game. Buy in-game.
Free update. Yeah, buy all the skins, right? It needs your money.
It's true.
Anyway, go to...
I mean, they are okay. They are making like a run it back type for the Outlaw bundle. So if you want those skins, they will have a bundle for the Outlaw soon.
The only
if they haven't already.
If skins are good. They're gonna cause me to grief my team. So
everyone's gonna pick the Outlaw today. It's okay. Today's the one day you can grief.
Yeah, everybody be careful out there in the ladder. Everybody's gonna have Outlaws.
All right. Looking at the script.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Turn to page 3 of the script real quick because we're about to talk about the map updates.
Whoops. Oh my god. How excited are we for Icebox?
Not at all.
We're so excited. Dude, I love this map.
They're taking Haven out. I don't care what comes in. Haven out.
Please. Just 3 sites is way too much for the amount of space the map has. I like what's this new one? Lotus? Lotus I feel like Lotus is so nice. I like Lotus. It makes the big map like smaller because there's so many corners and just angles that you can, like just a lot smaller spaces that you have to take care of. Whereas for Haven, I feel like it's too big to open. So anyway, I'm not gonna shut on. This is not a Haven talk show. This is
and we'll talk about Lotus later,
where we talk about Icebox. Right now,
let's talk about it. I hate it.
Well, hold on.
Only slightly better now. Only slightly better.
Let's bring it up. So, what are the changes that you hate? Let's start there.
I just didn't like it. Oh well, let's just go through. Let's go through the pictures.
So we got attacker side spawn, where the changes have been made to the storage container that you see as soon as you spawn into attacker side spawn. You see the 2 boxes towards the left. I'm trying to like explain it as best I can for everyone that is listening and not watching the stream. They've doubled it. It's a 2 container, I guess.
Yes.
Box now. So that makes it hard for jet updrafts. or I guess Omen TPs, literally anyone with a movement ability
Raise
to get on top.
flashbacks, yeah.
Yeah. It makes it hard for you to hold that mid angle from the get-go, which I think is nice, honestly. That angle was really obnoxious to peek if you're on defense, trying to swing into attacker side spawn. I feel like peeking an op, most likely in my experience, I've seen an op hold that angle on attack, which is like, why are you in spawn, you know? Like, move, get out of, go push the site or something.
Well, now they can't. Which
Yeah.
is nice.
Yes.
Even better, right? I feel like this is a really nice preemptive nerf because, you know, if you're holding an op, sure, you know, people playing, but I think the best round of flank is when you're down guns, when you're on eco, right? And what better round to buy the Outlaw and just start whacking people?
I
on
see
light
what
armor.
you're.
Then
That
round
is wow.
2.
Yeah.
So you know, I think a little bit of preemptive nerf. I think that's a great point that you brought up about the op.
We got the next change to be green. It's been lifted, you know? Paul
This
is
a good
doing his
change.
job.
I like this. Paul,
Wow.
oh my god, finally earning his pay. He lifted up the crate. How long has Icebox been out? And it's been this long for him to do
5
his
years.
gosh darn job?
They threw a pizza party for him. It's not his fault, all right? They were at a pizza party the entire time. But this is
Yeah, with their
amazing.
diet milk.
What?
Their Comic Sans diet milk.
1%.
If you know, you know. But yeah, so box is lifted up. Jets can't get up there anymore.
Raises
God
can't get up
bless.
there. You know, no more double
Oh.
satcheling. We've seen the clips.
Finally.
All right, we've seen the TikToks. I've been
It's a
affected
huge
by
buff
this
for us.
personally.
Yeah, I feel like we don't really run those agents, so
Yeah.
it's a big buff.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big buff for everyone else that doesn't have
We do
to
like that. We do like
struggle.
that.
So now we have like an open, basically an open space. You can still get behind. How do I explain this now? On defense, when you're pushing up to green, there's that like one container that you can kind of hide behind. You can still hide behind that. That's still there. But green has been lifted up, so it doesn't give you the opportunity to kind of sit in that corner as well.
Just as you want to do another round describing green? I've never heard it called green, so I
Oh.
don't know how many people
It's
actually.
a
So-
green container in B main.
Yeah, B main. There's a shipping container that's green.
Mhm.
It's called green.
It's the one that you can kind of duck under, you know, take a.
Oh,
little
you
dive.
have to
Yeah.
crouch under that, didn't you? Have to crouch under that, right?
Yeah, you
To
have
get
crouch.
around. Oh, that is
Yeah.
beautiful. That's another like positive then, right? You don't have to crouch into someone's crosshair.
It's true.
Across
Yeah.
exactly at the spot that I was describing earlier. You don't have to crouch into their face anymore, which is nice.
Yeah, that's.
Oh,
why.
feels great, man. Feels great. I love this.
Yeah. So
Uh,
overall, we at VALORANTS give that a thumbs up. Approval. We like that.
Approval.
Wingman would give a thumbs up if he had thumbs.
I would blush if I were faster with the keyboard.
Next change is to B tube exterior. Oh, dude, I'm gonna have to relearn all of these callouts again. But basically, I feel like for Icebox previously, the whole meta or the whole strat was to make sure you push mid, all right? Do a mid split either towards A or either towards B. And having that mid control is really easy for attacker side because they just need to get tube control from bottom mid and then they can control basically all of mid if they're able to get, I guess, under tube that spacing as well, or get that sight line at least. But now they've added a window to it. I have seen this in play. It's such an awkward angle for whoever's inside a kitchen, but I definitely think it improves holding mid, but then compared to what it was before. Now you actually have info.
Yeah, it is a little awkward.
Mhm.
But I haven't personally played it yet, so I'm excited to see what can be done with it.
Yeah.
I mean-
I think. Oh, keep.
Oh, one more thing. I was gonna say the problem was with mid was that you just had no info, and if you wanted to get info, you would have to either go up ramp and kind of jump peek it, or like, you would have to like actually go and clear it. Whereas with the window, you have more angles that you can peek to get info from mid. If you assuming you don't have like a Sova dart or like, you know, any other recon type agent or any other util. But yeah.
I think for me personally, the two things I'm hoping, right, are that util around it is fun and interesting, right? If this sees over, like you're saying, everyone's always rushing mid, you know,
Mhm.
Viper smoke, cross while they can't see from boiler. If this sees over that smoke, that's huge. Likewise, sky flashes out, like you're saying, like
True.
info, like
Mhm.
drones, like Sova drones, eyes. If those can all go out, and the angle doesn't suck, this could be pretty interesting. Also, if you're Jet Arrays, you now have a new place to spend your little move up ability because they removed green. Yeah,
That's true,
happy to
that's
see
true.
how it pans out, but I'm with Will. I don't think it's gonna be too crazy, but I won't judge until
Mhm.
Until we get
I
some
get it.
playtime.
first
Yeah.
game gonna be on Xbox.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, I just know that if there is mid presence, people are probably gonna play more towards pallet and just watch that window and wait for people to cross. So it'd be interesting to see if it like starts to require like a smoke to actually cross it, or some sort of other utility to be able to cross into kitchen from tube. We'll have to see.
Next up, we have a B-tube interior. They added two inside of B-tube. They added two boxes stacked flush to the wall on the right side by that B-tube window that was recently added. I like this. Again, like the whole issue with mid, specifically tube, I feel like it was just too open, right? It was just a single sight line looking down. Now we have some, I guess, defensive boxes for the attacker's side to push up with. It's still a spammable box, I assume. It's looking like a spammable box, but
Yeah, but who would ever spam that? Like
Yeah.
what kind of rat would hide behind a wall bangable box like that? That would be crazy, and who would do such a thing?
Remember, gang.
Not me.
One outlaw bullet. One outlaw bullet.
One outlaw bullet.
bring that outlaw out.
Someone's hiding behind there with a shorty. Just one outlaw. Done.
It's true. Sniper shotgun versus shotgun.
Shotgun. Oh, it might be better than the judge too. Ugh. Anyway,
I
that's
don't
my
know.
that's my thing.
Yesterday,
Mhm.
I was
Ooh.
trying to judge for the first time in a while. It
Yeah?
still does 150 with one tap.
Maybe it's just
Pretty
me.
reliably.
All right. Anyway,
We'll have to go into the lab about
We'll
Yeah,
have to
that
lab
one.
that one. We'll have to lab it.
Yeah.
the next change is to be snow pile.
Ooh.
They
Okay.
got rid of basically having multiple parallel paths. So when you jump out of kitchen, you jump onto snow pile, and you can kind of you have two ways basically to get into B site. Two parallel paths is the best way to say it. Thank you, VALORANT. And yeah, they basically got rid of the second path. So now,
Yeah.
ooh, and you can silently drop off the boxes. I feel like we're becoming more
Yes.
aware of silently
Yes.
dropping off boxes, and I love this change.
Oh
I
my
love
god,
it.
I do appreciate how they are adding like silent drops to
Yeah.
areas. Like specifically, I think they first started adding it in Lotus on the A drop, on backsite, and now they added it here. Thank God. That was so annoying. you can't exit kitchen without making a sound on a retake, and it's just
That one guy mid, that one rat mid, hears it, it's over.
When I'm trying to lurk and I just make a sound and jumping off a box, god, the worst. But honestly, this is I think a change for the better. Like as VALORANT put it, the parallel paths on B site was just really annoying. Not only for like I think for both teams. Just dealing with the fights you would have to take there. And I think that's why a lot of the play on Icebox is plant front site and then run back to main and play lineups. And so I think this allows teams to actually play on B site a lot more than they were able to before.
I'm just really sad that I'm gonna get rid of those it's like, oh, you see me now, I'm gonna go the other way. Oh, you see me over there, I'm just gonna play waste time going between these two these two parallel paths.
I think it might still be possible around like the plant spot, on site.
Yeah, we don't see a picture of that in the patch notes.
Which means it's unchanged.
Which means it's
Wait,
probably unchanged. Where the
Wait, sorry, I
actual
missed it.
plant
What's
site, the actual plant
Oh,
site,
the
you can still go
actual-
around.
still ring around the rosy.
Yeah.
On the like when you walk
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Ring
and
around
you
the
rope up.
rosy.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still like on that plant site where like the rope is. I'm pretty sure you can go around. Yeah,
You can still waste
Super
time
fair.
over there, you know.
which is fine. That's fine. That's whatever. But at least now teams are probably more confident in actually holding the site rather than all running back B main and playing for Viper lineups.
Who would do that? That's
Yeah. Who would do that?
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy
Who
talk.
would do that? But that is all the Icebox changes. Yeah, they did not touch A site at all. A site was just perfect to them, apparently.
Well,
What do you guys think about that?
well, I feel
Any
like
problems with A site?
410 is a problem area for me. I feel like that ring around the rosy is annoying. But you know, that's my one thing with A site. Other than that, I like taking fights on both rafters. I feel like the plant site itself having like an upper and a lower is really, really nice. B site has that too. Nothing else has changed. My lineups have not changed, so I'm still gonna be a lineup. I mean,
A
really good at the game.
respectable citizen.
A really good Viper main.
A respectable and honorable Viper. Yeah.
Yeah. Not like those other Vipers.
A's all right. You know, I like taking fights like long range on A, but I don't like pushing A, and I don't like holding A on site. I just think it's kind of a gross site. As long as they give me one site that's good, you know, B's looking pretty good, I'm happy. I'm good.
As long as one of the two sites are playable.
Yeah, you know.
No, I guess you have your personal preference. I think A is a playable site. If like you have a team that like is able to anchor it down and like hold
Get a
all
load
the
of
chokes.
Get a load of the Sentinel main over here.
Yeah, the Sentinel main that rats through mid every round.
I'm
but
the
I
A
don't
site
know.
rat.
I think it was definitely more doable on A site than B site, and I think these changes to mid and to B main make it more incentivizing for people to actually play on B site rather than playing for lineups. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how people, especially like VCT level, plays this map now.
Ooh.
Definitely interested to see the new strats. Yeah.
Can't wait to see the new opping angles for Jerka on Jet. That's gonna be sick. And Fnatic had their like legendary comeback on this map, alright? It has legendary status in my head.
Yes, yes. Brazil is still in shambles. Brazil is quaking in their boots now that Icebox is back. The whole country.
Yeah.
Of Brazil, even the ones who don't know what Valorant is.
Oh, 100%.
Yep, every single one of them.
Do you want to
They're
move
feeling their
on
bones.
to Lotus, the new map with new changes, the newer map with new changes?
I mean,
It's
it's
not
not
even
the
the
newest now.
No, newer.
Maybe it's newer to our viewers since we haven't really talked a lot
Yeah.
about Lotus. I mean, you know, hasn't been too much Lotus content here on the podcast, but flowers. What about them?
They're pretty.
They're flowers, yeah.
Yeah.
They are pretty. But let's talk about it first and foremost. The A main change near breakable. So instead of having like a 45-degree slant near breakable as a cubby, it is now a 90-degree little alcove thing in there with a little few boxes and stuff. It's a nice little cubby. Set up shop there. It's looking kind of nice. What do you guys think?
Looking too warm for me, you know. 90 degrees. It's a little too hot over there, but.
I love it. I love one and done angles. You know, I want to see an Omen smoke, you know, for orb, come out, get one tap by Arena who's hiding behind the boxes, and just like dismiss through the smoke.
That's what you live for?
I'm not saying that that's gonna be me, but
you can tell who our mains are, by the way. Everyone listening, everyone watching. If you haven't already known, now you know.
That's right, Killjoy.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
I'm the sight anchor.
Fighting this angle through breakable door has always been just.
Coming back onto A is even more miserable than before, but I think that's fine. I don't think it was good to go through there anyway. Like, you really wanted to incentivize flanking either around or like, you know, because there's 4 angles, right? 2 heaven, 5 angles, right? Because 2 places you can come from heaven, the ropes or the quiet drop,
Mhm.
silent drop. You could come out of just CT. You could come out through breakable. You could be flanking. Like that's just way too much stuff. And it made it so that if you pushed on the site, one, it was really hard to hold from this angle. So you just gave up orb on A pretty much instantly, unless you were like fighting for it immediately off rip. So that's why everyone's always util dumping, raise nade, sky flash, so that way you don't know if there's somebody hiding behind the pillar, right? Like the weird block that Omen always TPs behind. The reason is just because like if you don't have that, you're giving up that half of A site already. They're getting the orb for free. They have control of breakable. They have control of rotates. You have nothing.
Yeah.
So just putting the fear of God in their hearts here is worthwhile. You know?
No, you bring up a really good point. I think in like 99.9% of my Lotus games, if you're holding A site, you hold from site or tree or stairs. Like anything like breakable to rubble, you're not even holding that. Like unless you're opping from stairs, that's just you just give that up immediately.
Yeah. And you're not
then, like you lose sight and it's so hard to retake because they could be tree, they could be in the tube, right? Like
they could be main, they could be rubble, they could be unbreakable. It's tough.
There's
like,
no way
offense,
of you
I love
challenging.
pushing A.
Yeah.
So more defender sided options, which
on the other side of breakable.
Woo.
Yeah, so on the other side of breakable, we actually just made it a little bit deeper, gave it a little bit more space.
Yeah, it's always been a little awkward to fight out of the broken door. So.
They actually extended the wall that was flush with breakable to be a little bit deeper. So now
rat corner,
clear the angle going from B to A, which I think is really good, right? Because your complaint right now was, how do we fight out of it?
Yeah.
Well, now you can fight out of it. Right, from within breakable.
Yeah.
So yeah, your problem has already been addressed.
As Will mentioned earlier, you have a little rat corner that you can hide behind.
I mention that?
Oh, did you? Yeah.
Is it big enough though? Is that deep enough?
Yeah, it's big enough. Especially if you turn towards the wall, like into the wall.
Yeah, you should be.
I hate turning.
They would not see you unless you. Yeah. It's fine. I'll come up with
hate angles. You have to turn towards the wall. I mean, Cypher, you're chilling.
Catch me out on TikTok. You'll see some clips.
Ooh, oh.
You know the dog VTuber, who does like the Cypher. Pages? Yeah. I feel like you could set up a pre-round, wrap around to breakable, and then cage that little corner.
Yeah, you can.
And they'd be like, because they're the ones breaking breakable. They'd be like, how could Cypher possibly be here? His cage is over here. As a freebie.
Yeah. Tech to talk about for another time.
Yes.
But more importantly, I think this is also an important change for, I guess both attackers and defenders. For A site, A hut got changed. So now instead of being, like just a middle open part, it is now only hollowed out on the backside, which means it's harder to plant front sight, or at the very least, it gives more options to plant back sight.
Yeah, so it forces you to go back sight more and making sure that you clear that, because that's still like half the site that the defense can control, right? You can put a disgusting KJ setup in that I guess.
Ooh,
alcove,
yeah.
Right? In microwave, that's what it's a microwave. Yeah, you can put a microwave setup up in there. And yeah,
honestly,
it just
Molly radius might reach if you put it in the corner of the new hut. It might reach the front sight. So it's just things to think of.
You also have Brim Molly. We have a lot. Mollies.
Yeah, a lot of options here.
I feel like this just forces you. This just forces you to clear back sight. Because before, I feel like how you mentioned, like if you're getting pushed on A site, you're like forced to be in drop or forced to be in heaven and kind of just give up, right? You don't really have a good control on A site or A main as well. And once people get front sight, they usually tend to just plant super fast, without giving much thought to back sight as much. I feel like this is gonna make it more of a problem to just be like, we have half the site, I can start planning now.
Actually, I don't think I've ever seen anyone plant backside.
If anything, they'll plant like maybe forward tree, and that's like the deepest the bomb will go into sight. But besides that, I don't really. I haven't really seen anyone go all the way get full sight control, basically.
I just feel like with the changes we were talking about before, right? Because the main reason everyone was playing front sight is because no one was able to get information or slow down the push near rubble. So by the time smokes go out, they're already by the orb and tree. They're just running in, you know? So you just kind of have to give it up because you have numbers disadvantage. With the new change, it slows the pace down, and now they have to push onto backside. This might be a bit too much, right? But, you know, we'll see.
Okay.
Like, it might be not as great of a sight to take as offense anymore.
I feel like that might be a good thing though, because A site seemed more or less free.
That's true.
At least the space to take up the stairs, and then you'd, you know, as long as you won your fights tree and back sight, you know, it's just a plant, and then you play for aim in, and that's it.
Yeah.
True. And with a 3-site map, I think it's okay if defenders get a little bit more of an advantage. I think you're right.
Just, you know, give him something.
Throw him a bone.
Yeah.
But you know, just glancing ahead here, it looks like they've changed all the sites. So let's talk about B site.
Ooh.
Let's talk about it. So they kind of they pushed it back a little bit. Oh god, I don't know how to like articulate this into words. Arya, you're better. You're better at this.
Oh no.
Articulate this.
I got you.
Okay, thank you.
So the wall that was flush with the default plant, you know, the one that leads towards the hallway and then like is on the side of the door from C to B. That
one that you send
actually
wingman
got
out
a little
to.
cubby. The one that you send wingman out to, yes. The one where you send me to die. That one has a little bit more of a room now. They didn't extend the bomb site, but they only extended the wall. So you have more space to work with and maneuver, and you know, there's a rat corner. But it's interesting because I think the B plant strategy was plant it flush against the wall, hide main, spam it because there's nowhere they can be, right? They have to be on one side of the bomb. So this actually removes that strategy, and again gives more power to defenders, right?
Yeah, B-side's always been in a weird spot on Lotus because you pretty much end there, like excluding like rotating enemies off a side and everything. You usually only go there if you are at a very good advantage or a very good, very deep disadvantage. Like if you're on a save round, we're just like, oh, just 5-man push like B main, take site more or less, and then play for main, try to get our picks, get spiked down. Or if you have advantage, you go to B site and then you push out like C link or heaven and, you know, do your thing. I think this gives a bit more, I don't know, I guess space to play actually on site rather than either playing for main or playing or just like pushing out the extremities.
Especially if someone's like trying to push from C to B and you know they're going to be coming. You don't have to like hide. You could like hold across, you know, for B main. Yeah. I still think it's gonna be great for when you're at severe disadvantage, just because like you really got nothing to lose. You may as well just run out full running stinger, right? And the wall isn't that far away.
Clear the corner. All right, check left.
Always nice to see though.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's on you, Arya. I'm not describing this.
Oh. All right, next up we got changes to C site. All right, so for C site, I would say it's a decrease in planting size, I guess. Bomb site size. It's a tiny decrease. Basically all of these changes kind of revolve around bend, where they added more defensive boxes. Again, it's a double stack. It's a 2x2 set of boxes that they added up to protect bend. Now, my problem with this addition of boxes is, doesn't it make it easier for a raise nade to clip you if you're sitting in bend now? I feel like it's looking that way. Because I feel like...
Go scroll down and you'll see some more pictures of Ben.
Oh my god, thank you. Thank you for telling me the future. All right, never mind. I take that back. Anyway, let's talk about the bomb site. All right, they added changing the staircase. They could have created a ramp out of that, and then you go into site. You can plant for mound, whatever. That's all the same. They also got rid of the Odin spam corner of the bomb site. So now it's just one pillar that hides it from waterfall. I'm not sure about the if Odin bullets can penetrate it, but it's a question that you can answer. We'll answer later in the labs as well.
It's looking pretty thick, I guess.
Yeah. It do be looking thick.
You be looking a little caked up.
Okay.
I find it interesting as well. I didn't even know the bomb site reached all the way over to there.
We just never make it over there.
No
one pushes that far.
Yeah.
There's only 2 places on sea where you plant the bomb.
Mhm.
And
So it feels like they just added more places.
And
for
mound
you
is
to
still
plant.
there, so mound plant is still there. But yeah, I guess they just realized nobody makes it that far into seaside to plant bomb. Because you want to be able to see the spike from mound, from main, and also if you have the advantage of holding waterfall, sure, yeah, like you can hold it from site, from waterfall, from mound, from CT even you can spam. But yeah, I'm glad they made the change because that's just wasted plant space. No one's making it back site. Because most of those is used for it's used to counter retakes basically.
So not talking about the changes to bend, which we'll talk about in a sec, but the change to the actual like bomb plant site, because now you can plant in bend. I feel like this kind of goes back to how we were saying the A site changes were more defender sided. I think these changes are more attacker sided, just because it gives more variety into where you can plant the spike and how you can set up your hold for when the defending side comes to retake.
Especially for flank.
Yeah, if you know somebody's on the flank, like the only option was to plant safe in the little corner on C site.
Yeah.
And one, you're susceptible to high pen wall banging there.
Such
or
as the
you,
Outlaw.
yeah, such as the Outlaw, which didn't exist until this point. Or you would plant in the default corner, which would be, very exposed to the flank. Now this gives the option of planning in bend, which is, not really seen by either of those things. Pretty good.
Yeah, and changes to C main, they basically, most of these wall changes, they're just pushing the wall back to create corners, which is nice. It's my Killjoy brain is just kind of going off right now, but they pushed the wall back. They added more boxes so you can jump up on them as well and hold the C main from a higher angle, a tiny bit of a height there. Ooh, and there's one more.
Click on the picture at the bottom.
Yes.
And look at that right corner real quick. Look at that. Look at that box. So in the the little archway that leads into the C site. Now there is a couple boxes on the left side that you will now need to clear.
From attacker side, yeah.
From attacker side when you're trying to execute site. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I have some ideas.
I love when they set up crossfire angles. I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
You're
forced to take that 50-50, or like a good Valorant player, use util.
Yeah, it's true.
You have utility.
No, I would never. I would never do such a thing.
You don't
How dare you even
raise nade
suggest
bend
it?
anymore. You raise nade close.
Yeah. Oh, true. That gets rid of the whole C push like strat. The C rush, I guess. Nade bend. I find myself. I find myself just saying that a lot of times. Just nade bend and we rush in.
Nade bend.
But
I'm always on the opposite side of that. I'm like, how do I hold sight when they throw a grenade on my face?
My Cypher trips. I'm not speaking for every other Cypher main, but
Yeah.
me being a
not
noob,
mine
I have
trips.
to.
Mine never.
Ugh. I have to make a compilation.
Arya, you might have to refresh. I believe there is another line that has been added to the patch notes.
Oh, a live
Right
edit
there.
during VALORANT? Yo.
New patch note just dropped.
Oh, they dropped it just for us.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Oh,
Thank you.
yes. This was added, and I guess they just never added it into the patch notes. But this
But
has
never.
been a
It
thing.
seems like
No,
within
no,
the past
this-
half hour.
No, but this has been a thing in game.
Okay.
In like the streamer version of everything, they just didn't have it in the patch notes. But now, similar to Haven in that it only has the 2 orbs. Now Lotus also only has 2 orbs. B orb is no longer a thing, which unfortunate. I feel it definitely is more of a blow to attacker side than defender side, but
Yeah.
And attackers also don't get free dibs on A orb anymore.
that's true. That's true.
This could be tough. This could be tough.
They're making orbs a little more fair for it and accessible to everybody. And you know what? I support that.
Looks like they also changed doors to rotate 25% slower.
Oh
You don't like that?
Yes.
no.
That gives you
Why
more
not?
time to teleport on top of it. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, but it's already just so I don't know. I'm gonna have to work with the timing there. I'm gonna have to
Honestly,
relearn timing.
I think I like that just because there have been so many times where I tried to make it into a door and I just got cut out because I'm just so dummy thick
Oh,
and I
Cypher,
can't follow
yeah.
the sky dog into a tree because I'm just so dummy thick.
I always feel like panicked trying to get through the door, and then I get
Mhm.
shot on my way out because I'm just like full sprinting, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah,
think
I
this-
guess
it helps.
it makes it nicer to take your time when fighting in tree because there's always that one sky, one phoenix just ready to flash as soon as door opens. You can take your time, aim, set up your crosshair, swing out. But yeah, it's a good thing. I'm just kind of I said ugh because I have to slow it down now. I actually have to aim. That's why.
But it's okay. You're cracked.
yeah.
Will barely matter. Also, we kind of skimmed past it, but there were 2 agent updates near the top there.
Don't worry.
Yes.
We're making our way up.
You
Making our
know,
way back to
both-
the top.
Both Sentinels. This one hits close to home. Killjoy turret vision radius reduced from 180 degrees, which is basically everything in front of the turret for people who fail geometry, to 100 degrees, which I'm not that good at geometry, so I don't know.
It's 10
about a
more
quarter.
than 90.
Yeah.
so
That's not a right angle, you know.
Pretty much, if you cut the pie into 4, it only sees the one direction.
Plus 10.
There we go.
Yeah, but the plus
Yeah.
10 is not gonna matter. If it matters,
5 on each
unlucky. Unlucky me.
side.
How do you know it's not
But-
just 10 on the left, dude?
you know what? It might be. But they did add a visual representation for the 100 degrees when you put down the KJ turret, which
It
is
has a
very nice.
vision radius?
Yeah, now there's a vision cone when you're putting down the turret, so you'll see what the turret can actually see.
All right, you know what? Stealth buff.
Stealth buff? How would they know?
I was only using it to hold, straight ahead anyway. Like, do I need 180 degrees when I put it up on the stack on Ascent? No. What would I
Yeah,
like?
so
I'd like to see where the vision cone is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I think
I'm
what were you
hurt by
saying?
this. I am hurt by this. As a former KJ main, when I had my little round of, I guess little round of games that I had, it does make it annoying because now you just can't set it up for 2 different angles. Now it's like, okay, I have my one angle and I could just,
What you know?
I don't know. Maybe I can just
They call that fair.
I gotta
yeah.
You think I like
Honestly,
fairness?
fair.
Fair.
Cypher
Listen, if
trips
you-
can
if
go
you-
anywhere. Okay, they're super long.
Wait, no,
Alright,
they don't.
My
They're
KJ
aligned.
turret, my KJ turret can't even see 180 degrees.
If you want an unfair agent, it's time for Deadlock. It's
Yes,
you're a
scroll-
Deadlock main
Scroll a
now.
little up. Let's take a look at this.
This is
Oh God, I can't even look. Ah, it's too horrible.
where's Tickums? Where's our
Wait a minute.
Deadlock
Wait,
main?
is it horrible?
It's
They're
horrible for me.
recallable during the round, so you can set them back up.
All right,
Sonic
And they trigger
sensors?
twice as fast.
Yes, so the sonic sensors have been buffed. Recallable during the round, like regular trips and alarm bot. Pickup distance increase, concuss, time increase or decreased, I guess, which is a buff. Decreased time for destroying it once triggered. Yeah, I mean all those are buffs. There's huge sonic sensor buff.
What does the last line mean? Deadlock and her allies can now hear Sonic Sensor's audio lightly when they are in its area of effect.
It emits audio, and so now allies can hear that.
What was the audio A cube?
So you know how like if you get close to a cipher trip, it hums.
Yeah.
That.
Why
But
would
only allies hear it? Why that's a thing? I don't really know.
Yeah, why would I need that as an ally?
That's a good question. I don't really know the
So you can know what it sounds like.
positives.
I've never heard it. That's the only
My
thing I
brain
can think of.
isn't built for this.
If there is some sort of like hidden buff with that, it is just beyond me and I don't understand.
Yeah, I was reading this and I was like, whoa, this is like huge or something, but I can't figure it out.
There was I don't know if this has changed. And this might have been patched out. This might have been a bug and patched out or something. But I did hear on the streamer build that Deadlock sonic sensors are still active after she dies, unlike cipher trips and KJ util. I think that might be a bug, but I have heard the rumors, so we might need to test that out later.
Okay.
We'll lab it. We'll lab it.
Lab it? You mean do it in production?
Yep.
Do it live.
You wanna talk
then-
about this last change before we hop in?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's the way.
Oh shit. Okay. Very quickly. I'm just gonna read it because I haven't seen this. Oh, the barrier mesh. It's the thing. Oh my. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
The thing.
Cool.
The thing. Please.
Let
tell
me
something.
explain what the thing is. The barrier mesh is the ability basically where Deadlock has this throwable wall, where there are 4 walls that pop out from the center thing that she throws, and divides. Now it's basically gotten longer from 6 meters to 10 meters. I've seen videos of it, not in game yet, but you know we're gonna see brand new Deadlock mains, especially today during our games because patch day, new rank day. But basically the walls are a lot longer, and that is really cool to see. Actually, I will say, the barrier mesh did seem kind of underwhelming when she first came out. But now that the walls are longer, it allows her to hold choke points more effectively, in my opinion. Basically rendering any movement into sight useless if that wall is up. There are, you know, bigger choke points that she can also hold now. She doesn't have to stick to like, a main. I'm 80% sure that her walls could also kind of block the mid push. If you're looking at split mid, I'm just like visualizing this in my head. If you're looking at split mid on defense, we throw a Deadlock barrier mesh out. That should cover basically all of split mid. If it does miss a spot, it might be because, you know, there's like that box on defender side of mid might be able to help us assist with that blocking alongside that barrier mesh. But yeah, this is a huge buff. So for any new Deadlock mains,
to put it into
congrats.
perspective, it got increased from 6 meters to 10 meters. 10 meters is the length of a sage wall, so it's, you know, 2 sage walls crossed together.
Yeah.
But they're, you know, transparent.
You can shoot through them. You just can't move through
them. But you can't move through them.
Yeah.
And I think that it has more health than a sage wall.
Okay, but I think the really messed up thing is if the health doesn't matter. Like, you know how Sage Wall, if you think about a Sage Wall on, let's say, Heaven, male in
Split.
what's that side? Split, yes. Sage Wall can cover both sides of male. You know what I mean? Like from left to right.
Yeah.
It just covers it. If you throw a Deadlock wall and it covers the entire thing, they have to walk right up to it to shoot it, which basically means they can't push that until it just, you know, dies of old age.
Disappears, yeah.
Yeah.
Time's out.
So, I mean, like, I guess it's fine for that angle because they just run vents.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? But I'd be interested, like, you know, they might come up with Deadlock lineups where you throw it and it's just an unbreakable wall for one of the choke points. And that cuts your team in half or something? Oh, God.
Yeah.
You're so screwed. So that might be the saving grace. I'm not a lineup player, so probably not for me, but could be crazy.
Yeah, it would be interesting to see if there's any like wall setups or lineups that would allow it to be essentially unbreakable, somewhat like a unbreakable cipher trip.
It is a bit clunkier than a Molly. So yes, there is a lineup, but if there is a lineup, it won't be like from A main, you can throw it into backside, B side, whatever. Like it won't be that crazy, but yeah, there will be still like lineups that you can pull off.
Or like bind like right outside of TP.
Mhm.
Oh god.
Yeah, but again, that's something we're all gonna have to hop into the lab for.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Right.
I believe that's all the time we have for
Mhm.
today.
Yeah, that's
Notes with
all
Valoranт.
we have to talk about. That is everything that was added for Valorant 8.0.0.
Episode 8 was
brand
cool.
new-
You know, this is my patch. It's Eyto.
It's
This is
oh.
my patch,
This is
baby.
my
It's
patch.
everybody's patch. We're all getting to immortal, every single one of
I
us.
fight for my friends. All right, gang. Thank you for joining us on the first episode of Season 2 of Valorant. I hope you had a great time combing over the 8.0.0 patch notes with us. And we'll see you again next time for Season 2, Episode 2. Peace out.